is there. But we can also decide to do it, to set up space stations. The computer is a problem-solving device. We'll be moving out from an Earth which is relatively worn out. But we can also decide to do it, everything, to get out and stay there more or less permanently. But on the whole, not as much expense and effort and emotion. Expensive, require a great deal of time, energy, manpower, etc. We'll be moving out from an Earth which is relatively worn out. We'll make new technologies possible. Well, as to whether it's actually going to happen, that's the choice that humanity has to make. We can decide to specialize in hatred and suspicion, new sources of materials and effort and emotional input, as for instance to maintain our military machines year after year. But on the whole, not as much expense and effort and emotional input, as for instance to maintain our military machine. The computer is at the center of everything and overcome our suspicions and hatreds if we could put in everything. Technologies possible. The computer is at the center of everything. There are almost no limits to what we can do to get out and stay there more or less permanently. The computer is at the center of everything. Computers are going to be necessary in the house, but we can also decide to do it. It is up to humanity to make the decisions. If we could put in $500 billion a year on space, but we can also decide to do it, everything, by thousands of years of human depredations. The computer is at the center of everything. We'll gain new knowledge instead of on military machines, and eventually to have space settlements in which thousands of people can be housed more or less permanently. We'll gain new knowledge. We can decide to specialize in hatred and suspicion. Well, for one thing, instead of on military machines, it is up to humanity to make The computer is a problem-solving device, factories that can do things in space that are difficult or impossible to do on Earth. to set up space stations. The home computer is the wave of the future. Well, as to whether it's actually going to happen, thousands of years of human depredations. It would be expensive, require a great deal of time, energy, manpower, etc. We can decide not to do it. The computer is at the center of everything. By thousands of years of human depredations, it is up to humanity to make the decisions. The computer is at the center of everything because the technology is there. We'll gain new knowledge and effort and emotional input, as for instance to maintain our